Hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jordan Rizzo, and I am a first-year admissions advisor here at Suny Plattsburgh. And I'm so glad that you're all able to join us today for the admissions presentation and virtual campus tour. As you may have noticed, I do have a few additional guests here with me. We have invited two currently enrolled Suny Plattsburgh students to join us along the tour. They're here to offer their insights to your questions, as well as share their personal stories about their time here on campus. So I would like to take a moment to allow these students to introduce themselves. Kat, I will have you go first. Can you please say your name, your major, what year you are at Suny Plattsburgh, and where you are from?
Oh, hi, everyone. I'm Kat. So I'm a junior in the 5-year combined childhood and special education program, and I'm from Long Island, New York.
Wonderful. And Shadul?
Hi everyone, my name is Shahidul Islam. I'm an international student and I'm from Dubai. And I'm a junior as well, and my major is computer science.
Wonderful. Thank you both so much for joining us this evening. So today we are going to guide you through what your full first day as a life in Suny Plattsburgh Cardinal could look like. But before we jump into it, I want to stress that this entire presentation and tour is all about you. So chances are, if you have signed up for this event, you do have some questions. Maybe you're wondering, am I going to fit in? What is it going to be like to live away from home for the first time? Maybe there are questions about a specific major, or is there anything fun to do on campus? Or maybe you're just curious about how the food is on campus. So whatever your questions are, it is our job to have them answered. We will have a student monitoring the chat box throughout the presentation. So I do encourage you to ask your questions throughout this event, so that way we can make this the best possible experience for you. And there are two ways to ask your questions. The first is entering them through the Zoom Q&A feature. These questions will be kept anonymously. And the second feature is to virtually raise your hand. And then I will click you. You can unmute yourself and you can ask your question out loud. You can find both the raise your hand and Q&A features in the Zoom taskbar along the top of your screen. So now I would like to just offer some polling opportunities so we can get to know our audience a little better, and maybe you can get to know us a little bit better as well. So I'm going to launch the first poll, and that is help us settle the debate. Are you a Starbucks fan, Dunkin's fan? Maybe you can never choose, or maybe you make better coffee and tea at home. Starbucks is winning. And they do, Cat's like, shocker. They both have some great holiday beverages. I will admit to that. And I do love when Dunkin' comes out with the heart-shaped donuts. I'm a big fan of the donuts. So it looks like Starbucks won, only by a few. And then we have Dunkin', and then some could never choose. So there are one more poll. Okay. And then the second one is just so we can get to know where you're from and what you are interested in learning about during tonight's presentation. So there are two questions for this poll. All right. So we have a good crowd today. We have students, looks like from all over. Kat, we do have a lot of students from Long Island. Represent. Wow, New York City, we have a lot of students. Most of our students come from New York City, Long Island, Hudson Valley, North Country, and then the Capital District. So we have students coming from all over. That is great. We love to see that. And then the second poll, so students are most interested to learn about majors in academics, and that is tied with living on campus, but you're also interested in learning about the area, clubs and organizations, and athletics. So great. We will cover all of those topics today. So thank you so much for participating in our live polling and telling us a bit more about you. Now let's jump into your first day as a Suny Plattsburgh Cardinal. Kat, where are we off to first?
So the first place we're headed is Whiteface Hall, which is one of our first year residence halls. So we actually have 3 freshman designated dorms, Whiteface, Wilson, and Moffett. Whiteface and Wilson are corridor style. So corridor style is like your traditional college dorm with double rooms and communal bathrooms and lounge spaces. Whereas Moffett Hall is a suite style building where you have 6 to 8 students within a suite, so still double rooms, but you have a shared common area and bathroom just amongst you and your suite mates. So we actually have a new upperclassmen building called Kent Hall, which is really nice. It's just for junior, seniors, and grad students. So if you live on campus after your freshman and sophomore year, awesome place to live. And this is just the inside of a room. Each student gets a bed, a desk, and an armoire. Honestly, there was more than enough space. I would recommend lofting the bed so you can have some good underbed storage. But what you see is what you can get. You can move the furniture around any way you want. You can get a fridge, but you can't get a microwave, but there's a fridge and a microwave on each floor's lounge. But all this furniture moves and it's pretty awesome. And next is the bathrooms. The special thing about our school is that we have pods. So it's inside the pods is a toilet and a shower and the door locks. So it's a lot more private than other communal bathrooms. This is definitely a plus when I was touring schools, because not a lot of other schools have this. And it definitely made me feel a lot more secure when showering or using the bathroom, because there's a lot more private than other bathrooms. Next, we're going to head down to the basement in the building. So every floor has a lounge in these buildings. The basement and the first floor lounge are great places to hang out with friends because there are quiet hours in all residence halls. So quiet hours are just basically 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. on school nights and 12 a.m. to 10 a.m. on weekends. Basically, you can't be too loud. There's someone called a CA who's monitoring the building, making sure you're following those quiet hours, not disobeying any rules. A CA stands for Community Advocate. It's basically just an RA, but the students who are more as a resource to you, which is awesome. They can help you with any mental health problems or just be there if you need a friend. And then you can become a CA if that's something you're interested in. It's a great job to have on campus. Next, we're going to see a kitchen in Whiteface. There's one of these on every floor. There's a stove, there's a mini fridge, and there's a microwave. It's great because you're not really going to be doing a lot of cooking as freshmen, but for the little cooking you need, it's great. My friends always made cookies in our freshman year lounge, and it was so fun to have. But you do have a freshman unlimited meal plan, so you'll have plenty to eat on campus. Next, we're going to head into the large study room. This is a great place to hang out, do work with friends. I was always doing work in the study rooms because it's so nice to have them directly in the dorm building instead of having to go all the way in the library, especially during those colder months in February and December. So it's definitely a plus to have the study rooms in the dorm that you live in. So now we're in Moffett Hall, and this is a suite style building. This is still a double room. You get all the same furniture that you get in a corridor style room. They just move the furniture around a bit differently. Next, we're going to head into the common room. And this is a common area just for you and your suite mates. So just for the 6 to 8 students who live in this suite. And it's great. It's nice and private. You can see they decorated it for Halloween. And this is the bathroom. You can see you have a couple of the sinks. I believe there's 2 showers and 2 toilets in this bathroom, but I'm not entirely sure. But you can see like it's just for you and your suite mates, but you are responsible for keeping this clean.
Thanks, Kat. We're now getting hungry, so can you take us to get some breakfast?
Sure, let's head over to Clinton Dining Hall.
We are now outside of Clinton Dining Hall. Clinton was recently renovated in 2018. It was actually an $8 million renovation project. Here, all first-year students have an unlimited meal plan, So like Kat mentioned, you won't be doing a lot of cooking because you'll be coming and going in the cafeteria and the dining facilities as many times as you would like, which is something that, I enjoy. If you just want to go fill up your water bottle or grab a soft serve ice cream, you can certainly do that. Or if you want to sit down for a full meal, you have that option as well. We also offer a dining app, which is really cool. So you can download the dining app and it will show you exactly what is being served in the dining halls that day and an exact ingredient list for all items that are available. On campus, we also do have a full-time nutritionist available to all students.
All right, so we're gonna head inside Clinton, and this is the interior. You can see that there's individual stations at each station, and it changes throughout the day. In the morning, they have build your own omelets, build your own egg sandwiches, buffet style eggs, bacon, sausage. They have a salad bar around lunch and dinner. They have a pizza station, a pasta station, a Mongolian grill station, which is basically just like Chinese food. And they have a build your own sandwich station, so you won't ever go hungry. And the great thing about Clinton is that one swipe gets you access to all of this. And with the freshman unlimited meal plan, you can come here 100 times a day if you want. There's also tons of grab and go food. You can get coffee to go. You can get hot cocoa in the winter. They actually have individual kiosks, which we can't really see too great from now, that you can customize what you want if you have any food allergies. Like, let's say you wanted broccoli chicken Alfredo. You can get that made to order on the kiosk, and now you can add whatever toppings you want. And it's pretty great because Clinton almost has anything you're craving, Clinton will most likely have it. Next, we're gonna check out the seating in Clinton. There's tons of different seating options. There's high tops, long tables. There's even like a little booth. There's like a little couch around the fireplace. This is a great place just to hang out, do work with friends. It's actually like over the pandemic, a lot of people did their Zoom classes in here because it was like a nice atmosphere just to do work in. There's outlets on the counters. So just a nice place just to work or hang out with friends or just grab a bite to eat. So now we actually got to head to our first class of the day. So we're going to head over to Hawkins Hall.
Thanks, Kat. So now we are outside of Hawkins Hall. We're going to go inside Hawkins in just a moment. But this is one of my favorite places on campus. It's just so beautiful. When it's a nice day out, there are picnic tables. So a lot of students, they will study out here. They'll just hang out in between classes. Sometimes professors will even host classes out here. So it's really a great space to meet, mingle, and just take in the beautiful scenery. So Suny Plattsburgh was founded in 1889. We actually began as a teaching college, and Hawkins Hall was our first academic building, and education was our first and only major. We have grown quite a bit since then. We are now on a 300-acre campus, and we have 36 buildings on campus. We are considered a middle-sized university. We have roughly 5,000 students, which does include about 4,800 undergrads and about 400 graduate students. And we're a very diverse campus. So we represent 32 different states and 66 different countries. Hawkins Hall in this area surrounding Hawkins is used a lot for orientation. So all first-year students and transfer students will attend a orientation before the beginning of the semester, usually over your summer break. And orientation is a great opportunity to get all of your loose ends tied up. So you'll be meeting with financial aid, if you need any health forms submitted, if you make your schedule, so you meet with your academic advisor during orientation, but it's also a great opportunity to meet friends. We actually hold off on roommate assignments until after all of the orientations have concluded, because if you do meet a friend, you do have the opportunity to request to live with each other, and we will accommodate that request. Inside Hawkins, we do also have the Honor Center. We do have one of the oldest honor centers in the SUNY system. It is by invitation only, but you can join at any time. So if you are not invited as a first-year student or as a transfer student, you can apply your next year if you want. But the Honor Center is amazing. It offers small class sizes, which are roundtable discussions. Whenever I am looking at the class offerings, there's always like a class on the history of the Salem witch trials, the history of yoga. So there's some really cool classes. They take some really cool field trips and hikes and things like that. But also the Honor Center is a great place to just take in, all your classes. It's a great opportunity to just hang out. There's board games, there's computers, there's a little kitchen. So the honor students do have full access to everything in the Honor Center. Now let's head inside Hawkins and talk about our nursing program. So this is one of our nursing skill labs. At Suny Plattsburgh, we do have a direct admit nursing program. It is highly competitive. We do have different admissions requirements in other majors. So if you are interested in nursing, please reach out to either admissions or your admissions advisor and talk specifically about the admissions requirements, because they do vary. But within our program, we do have 100% job placement rate within 6 months of graduation. And our nursing skill lab is a great example of our experiential learning on campus. So what experiential learning refers to is hands-on learning. And this is an opportunity for students to gain this knowledge just inside your classroom, built directly into your curriculum. So experiential learning is not an internship. It is not extra time spent out of the classroom. It is built directly into your curriculum, and our students start taking classes dedicated to their major and utilizing our equipment your first year. Our nursing students will take their clinicals starting your sophomore year, and that is at the hospital directly across the street. We are affiliated with CVPH, which is the largest hospital north of Albany. And we do have several nursing labs on campus, but you can just see this is like one of the classroom sizes for our nursing students. So, Kat, inside Hawkins Hall, is there anywhere to grab a quick bite to eat?
Actually, my favorite place to get coffee on campus, Einstein's. I spent almost all my dining dollars there last semester. I don't regret it. It's literally the best coffee on campus. It's a great place to meet professors or just hang out with friends. I happen to have a lot of classes in Hawkins last semester, so I was always at Einstein. But it's just a great place to be. And next, we're going to head over to Ausable Hall, which is right where our next class is.
Great. Thank you so much. So Ausable Hall is home to our School of Business and Economics. Within this school, we do have 12 majors, and all majors in our School of Business and Economics are AACSB accredited as well as internationally accredited. So you can see here, these are all of the majors that we do offer. Some of our more unique programs that we offer, international business, which is great. If you do not know or not familiar with her location, we're only about 30 minutes from the Canadian border and about an hour away from Montreal. So we have some great internship opportunities with international companies. We offer global supply chain management, which is a huge topic right now. There's a lot of job opportunities, and our students find that they have 100% job placement. Most students finding jobs before they even graduate. Hospitality management is a really unique major. Our students, they work in hotel, restaurant, tourism. They find to have jobs quickly after graduation as well. And we do have a local bed and breakfast and an inn and a event venue that hosts weddings, where our students do find internships there. And then entrepreneurship is also a unique major. We are actually the only 4-year program within the SUNY system to offer entrepreneurship. So let's head inside Ausable Hall and I'll show you some of our cool things. So this is our Bloomberg Financial Trading Lab. Again, a great example of experiential learning because our students are working hands-on with this equipment. Within our Bloomberg Trading Labs, we do have 4 Bloomberg terminals. We were the first SUNY to welcome this program, and we are part of the International Bloomberg Experiential Learning Partners Program. We call it ELP for short. But during your undergrad at SUNY Plattsburgh, if you do work in our financial trading labs, you will become Bloomberg certified during your undergraduate studies. And that is a great opportunity to build your resume. A lot of jobs will look for that and see, wow, this student has that experience already under the belt. That's amazing. And then the next stop is going to be our Center for Cybersecurity and Technology. Our computer science department and our management information system department, they primarily utilize this space, but this was opened in 2017, so it is fairly new, and we nickname it the hacker space. Here, students will actually get to learn legal hacking. You will have to sign a contract saying that the hacking you do is for good, but students will learn to configure firewalls, they'll work on intrusion detection systems, network monitoring, creation of malware analysis, virtual labs, and so much more. And then this is just one of our classrooms in Aussable Hall. This is specifically designed for our School of Business and Economics students. So I will show you that. You can see that there are rear-facing monitors. So if there are presenters or if you're giving a presentation, you can put your presentation right there so that way you can see it. There are speakers and outlets built into all desks. And this is a space, this is a larger classroom. So our classroom size, we will talk about a little bit. It's not going to be more than about 25 students on average. But this is just a larger classroom that we do utilize. Within our School of Business and Economics, we do have an internship coordinator, and that job is mainly responsible for coordinating internships. Typically, those do happen your junior and senior year, but we do have students that complete internships prior. But you will complete it. They do offer about 160 internships annually. And within our School of Business and Economics, we do have a 92.5% grad and employment rate. So within 6 months of graduation, 92.5% of our students are either employed or enrolled in grad school, which is amazing. All right, now we're going to head to Hudson Hall. We are outside of Hudson Hall, but we'll go in there in just a minute. And this space is primarily used for our biology students, biomedical science students, nursing students will take classes in here, but we do offer biomedical sciences, and then we do have pre-med with 10 pre-health tracks. Inside, we do have a $90,000 DNA sequencer system. We have CNR machines, MNR machines, fingerprinting labs. So you will gain all of your knowledge and experience before going into the pre-med field. And then this is one of our anatomy and physiology labs. Our lab classes are always smaller just because you do work with equipment and you do get that personalized one-on-one attention working with the smaller class sizes. But this is a common class for nursing and biology students. Some additional labs inside Hudson Hall are, we have about 30,000 square feet of chemistry labs. We have a robotics lab, molecular biology labs, and then so much more. Some of our students who are fortunate enough, we do have a CFASH program, and this is a research-based program that is offered to just first-year students, and it's based on their academic achievements. So it is by invitation only, but working in the CFASH program helps students lead to the discovery of viruses that treat antibiotic resistance and bacterial infections. Our students enrolled in this program do meet twice a week, and Suny Plattsburgh is only one of 177 schools nationwide to be selected to participate in this project. Next, we're going to go outside Hudson Hall onto the Hudson Annex. So this was a $16.3 million addition, which was made to campus in 2011. We do also have an on-site DNA sequencer, PCR machines, which are used in forensics. We have a herbarium, a greenhouse, and then a planetarium, which you can see down below. So Kat, can you talk a little bit more about the podium specifically?
So the podium, basically the red bridge, It's just a heated walkway in between the major buildings on campus. And the walkway it crosses right over the main road, so you don't have to worry about crossing the street. And the walkway leads you past Moffett Hall, which is the home of a robotics and physics program. This program is really distinct to Suny Plattsburgh. It's the only SUNY school that has a 4-year robotics degree, which is pretty cool. And it also leads us to Macomb Hall, which is all the way down there.
Thank you, Kat. Oh, go ahead.
So Macomb Hall is the home of the communications department, and it has 5 majors with tons of hands-on courses.
Thank you, Kat. So we're going to go inside Macomb in just a moment. But the majors that are offered within the Communication Studies program are digital media production, audio radio, TV video, broadcast journalism, and communication studies. So now we're inside of our studios. Our studios was a $3 million renovation. We have TV studios, audio labs, editing suites, Foley recording rooms for film. And as you can see, these are completely student run. So our students, they are behind the scenes, they're operating the equipment. They are the face of Plattsburgh State TV and the voice of our radio stations. Our students get to utilize this hands-on equipment their first year, which is really amazing. And they do some really, really cool things. To the right, you can see they are filming an episode of Plattsburgh State TV. We call it PSTV for short. But this program broadcasts to about 18,000 households. And then our radio stations reach about 40,000 listeners. So within our radio stations, we have music, talk shows, and then sports programming. And you will take classes in high in-demand areas such as digital animation, television studio production, social media, and drone training. I think drone training is so cool. I wish I was a student so I could take that class. But all of our students' hard work really does pay off because we have recent graduates who now work for MTV, iHeartMedia, Showtime, NBC, Peloton, and so much more. So Kat, now let's go inside a lecture hall and you can talk a little bit about that.
So Macomb Hall has like several big lecture halls. This lecture hall is mainly used for like open house or big events on campus. The average lecture hall size you'll be in will house around 50 to 60 students. The lecture hall classes I've been in have around 40 students in it, so the lecture halls haven't been filled all the way. Overall, the average class size on campus is 24 students. So it's very rare you'll be in a large lecture hall like this. If you are, it won't be filled all the way, so don't worry. And right next to Macomb Hall is Myers Fine Arts Building, which has all of our art majors and music majors. And here you can see we have our rainbow crosswalk, which shows our support for LGBT+ population on our campus.
Thanks, Kat. Some additional features of Macomb include our MIDI audio recording labs. We have graphic design and digital labs. We have drawing and painting studios, photography studios, including dark rooms and light rooms. We have ceramic studios, book art studios, and then sculpting studios, which include welding rooms and wood shop. So let's go inside and see our student-ran art gallery.
So this art gallery is pretty cool. The art rotates. So the art that's in the pictures right now isn't up anymore. It showcases student and faculty art that's from the current classes that you're taking. So if you take like an intro to drawing class, your artwork could be even showcased in here, which is pretty cool. We consider ourselves a museum without walls. We have over 10,000 pieces of artwork displayed all around campus, which is pretty cool.
And we have 2 art majors. So we have an art studio and then an art studio BFA. The BFA does require a portfolio, which you can submit digitally. But if you do not have a portfolio, you can apply for the BFA at a later date. So some students will enroll as an art studio major. build up their portfolio, and then apply for the BFA major, and you can do that as well. For the studio art, we do have several different options for you to choose from. So we have ceramics, drawing, graphic design, painting, photography, printmaking, and sculpting. And then we do have several art minors. So you don't have to be an art major to take an art minor, which is really cool. We have studio art, we have photography, art therapy, art history, and graphic design. So now we're going to head over to Hartman Theater.
So the Hartman Theater is where we have all our music and theater performances. You can become part of the orchestra pit, where you can perform live during performances. Some plays we've done are Into the Woods, Schmooze. As far as the theater program, you can become a theater major, theater minor. We actually have a theatrical and entertainment technology minor. You can learn all about lighting, sound engineering, and stagecraft. You don't have to be a theater major to participate in the productions though, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, and our theater students, we have a very robust theater program. So you will learn not only how to perform, but also all of the design, the sound, the lighting, and the backstage elements of a production. And then we do also have 2 music majors. So we have music and then music arts management. And music arts management is more of a business degree. So if students want to go into maybe like operating a theater or becoming a music, like a manager, you do offer that as well. All right. And then all the majors that we have mentioned so far are part of our School of Arts and Sciences. So this is the largest school that we do offer at Suny Plattsburgh. Like I said, it includes all of the art, the music, the theater, the science, and communication majors. But it also includes our social sciences, so criminal justice, political science, sociology, and then our hard sciences, such as environmental studies. Environmental studies students are actually pictured right here on this slide. We do have our own boats for our students, and our students do go on Lake Champlain. So we have our own Lake Champlain Research Institute and then a minor farm institute. So our students are out in the elements, they're gathering samples and bringing them back to the labs, and they are doing a lot of hands-on field work, which is amazing. So Kat, let's head over now to the other side of the campus, to Sibley. And how far of a walk would you say it is?
Only about a 5-minute walk. Let's head to Sibley.
Awesome. So many of the majors in the School of Health and Human Services are located in Sibley, but a few of them are located in other buildings as well. So nursing and expeditionary studies, those are located in other buildings. But inside of Sibley, we do have nutrition. So our nutrition major is accredited by the Council for Education and Nutrition and Dietetics. So that is the ASCEND acronym if you're looking for that specific accreditation. You will become a registered dietitian or an RD, and you will work in food service management or community health. There's a lot of different options for our students. And then another really cool, unique major we offer is Expeditionary Studies. So for students who want to basically work in the outdoors, there's a lot of different jobs, a lot of cool opportunities. So our students find jobs in ecotourism, working in national parks, they become climbing and skiing guides, DEC rangers, and so much more. I actually know a current student who's about to graduate from this program in May, and he already has 3 job opportunities lined up. So all over up in Maine, California, and Mexico. So our students are really successful within that program. Another cool feature is that our students actually have an opportunity to go to Hong Kong for a 6-month international internship, and where they will work in an outdoor education center. So that's pretty cool. Next, we're going to go inside of our speech and hearing lab. So this center is staffed by licensed and certified speech language pathologists and audiologists. We do offer the bachelor's in communication sciences and disorders. That is for students who want to go into speech pathology or audiology for their master's. but our students within this major will intern in local schools, hospitals, and community centers. And then at Suny Plattsburgh, we do have a speech language pathology master's. So within the master's program, we do offer on-site clinical opportunities, which take place during your senior year. And you do complete about 350 hours of hands-on work during your master's as well. And our students enrolled in the master's have a 100% job placement rate. So this is also located inside Sibley Hall, is our teaching center. So this is one of our teaching resource centers. We do have several programs within our school, within our education programs. So the first is going to be childhood ed. Our childhood education program, which is CAT's major, is a 5-year combined bachelor's master's program. And you will become dual certified in special education as well. And our program will certify you to teach birth through 6th grade. And a cool feature because of COVID and just allowing our students to engage with students and get additional student teaching opportunities, Suny Plattsburgh just launched the Cardinal Classroom, which is an online tutoring program where we work with local schools. So our students are always engaging with students. You actually will work with students all 5 years, and we do have our own daycare center on campus as well. The next program is going to be your adolescent education program. Again, same concept, your 5-year combined bachelor master's, but you will be certified to teach grades 7 through 12, and you will earn 2 degrees. So essentially, if you are a history adolescent education major, you'll receive your bachelor's in history, but then your master's in education. Both 5-year programs, you automatically enrolled into your master's, so there's no need to apply additionally. You will actually, if you're a high school senior, you will apply directly into the 5-year combined bachelor master's program, which is amazing. Our 5-year program, it saves you an extra year of time and money. There's really not a lot of programs like that because most schools do require a 2-year master's. Our students do complete on average 400 hours inside the classroom before you student teach. And you do have opportunities to student teach either in the North Country, the Capital District, or New York City. And then after the 5 years to become New York State certified, you do have to take the teach performance exam. But at Suny Plattsburgh, we do have a 98% pass rate for that exam. So that's amazing. And then outside of Sibley, we are outside of Sibley, but we also have our psychology students that are housed inside of Sibley. And in a psychology major, our students do provide diagnostic assessments. They work with individualized care programs. They provide support and services to individuals living with physical, neurocognitive, and developmental disabilities. Our students enrolled in our psychology major do get some really cool and unique hands-on opportunities. So we have our own traumatic brain injury center on campus. Our center aids in the transition of individuals that have had traumatic brain injuries from medical facilities to school and home life. And they also provide education to families, schools, and community agencies. And then we also do have a Nexus program, which is an after-school program for individuals living on the autism spectrum. So our psychology students get really those cool hands-on opportunities. We also do have the hospital directly across the street. And then our students can go on to pursue their master's degree in school psychology, clinical mental health counseling, or student affairs and higher education. All 3 of those masters are offered at Suny Plattsburgh. So, Kat, we finished up with classes for the day. Now let's head over to the Student Center to see what is happening over there.
So we're going to be heading over to the ACC, which stands for Angel College Center. Here we have over 100 clubs and organizations. I recently joined Shine On last semester. It's an academic club. There were tons of academic, religious clubs, recreational clubs. We have Greek life, if that's something you're interested in, and also study abroad and national student exchange.
And Kat,
we have
I was gonna say, we actually did get a question about like what study abroad programs that Suny Plattsburgh has. Are you familiar with any of them, or have you had a friend that studied abroad?
I know that you can use other schools' programs. So if our school doesn't have a program you like, another SUNY would have it. So you can go through other SUNYs, and that's a great thing about us being a SUNY school. But
Yeah.
beyond that,
Yeah, no, if you wouldn't mind, I can add something too. So like Kat said, there are a bunch of SUNY schools, and combined we have about 800 programs where you can study internationally. And a great thing about that is, so if you have friends studying at Oneonta and you both want to go to Ireland together, you can study the same exact program. So altogether, we do have 800 programs. Plattsburgh runs, I believe, about 120 international programs. But something unique about SUNY Plattsburgh is we have a national student exchange, which is a domestic student study abroad. So we are one of 3 SUNYs that offer this program. And we have a relationship with at least one school in all 50 states and parts of Canada and Puerto Rico. So if a student wants to study abroad in California or Washington or Florida, they have that opportunity as well, and not, going internationally. So those are some of the program opportunities. Thanks, Kat. I'll let you take it away now.
yeah, so we have tons of different ways to get involved on campus. Yeah, if there's a club and you're interested in, you can always join it. And this is Campus Express, our campus convenience store on campus, which is right inside the ATC. They have anything you might need, snacks wise. They have tons of toiletries. You have 30 express salaries to spend here as part of the freshman meal plan. And it's open every day that you'll be here in school, which is awesome. Now we're gonna head into the info desk and lounge area. So this is student run, and it's a paid job on campus. Event and ticket sales will go on around here. They'll have all information about the events going on campus. Mostly I just ask them, hey, when the shuttle's running, and they just let me know when that runs. And we also have something called Cardinal Cash, which is basically like money you could spend anywhere on campus, and a couple off-campus merchants accept it as well. Like Applebee's accepts Cardinal Cash, Texas Roadhouse, and a couple local restaurants. You could win it in clubs, so it's a great way to get like fun money to spend in town. Also, they have movie passes and ski passes that's offered there. So this is the hub, the Center for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. It's open to all students, faculty, staff, and this is a brave space for engaging in challenging conversations. They have tons of events in here. Title IX is located in here, and they have tons of events to promote unity on campus, and also Radius, which is our office to help make sure that the LGBT plus population feels safe and included on campus. And right next to the hub is the Career Development Center. In here, they can help you with your resumes, cover letters, help you find jobs on or off campus. They help you find internships, graduate schools. They can help you prep for interviews. They offer tons of scholarships to cover internships and research experiences. They can even offer like internship shuttles if you and a couple other students need to get somewhere and you don't have a car. So the Career Development Center is a great resource to use, even as a freshman, like if you just want like a job around town. They can help you find a job or just even find a job on campus. So now we're gonna head over to grab some lunch right here in the ACC. We're gonna head over to the Sundowner. So the freshman meal plan I touched on a little bit earlier. You have limited access to Clinton Dining Hall, but everywhere else you have something called a retail meal. So in the Sundowner, you have a meal specific to each dining location. You'll see in a little bit, like there's a Chinese place, you get the meal of the day, a cookie or fruit and a drink, and that's your retail meal. The pizza place, you can get a giant slice of pizza, cookie or fruit and a drink, that's your retail meal. And basically each retail meal is specific to each location. But if you didn't want something that was a retail meal, you can use your dining dollars, which you get 90 per semester. And the special thing about the Sundowner is that they have a late night swipe. So from 8 to close every night in the Sundowner, you can spend anything up to $8.75. It could be a retail meal, it could not be, or you can just go in and get some snacks. Basically, you won't ever go hungry on campus. So this is a ACC Courtyard right outside the Sundowner. A lot of students eat lunch out here, especially when it's warmer out. Our campus radio station is there in the left, well, one of our radio stations. And there's tons of events that go on out here. There was a involvement fair in the fall, I believe, like early fall when it's still warm out. So there's tons of events and just a great place to hang out when it's nice and warm outside.
And Kat, let's head up stairs to grab some coffee.
So we're gonna head up to Flint Commons, which me and my friends, we always call the blue room because there's tons of blue carpet up here. And so Tim Hortons is up here. Basically, it's like a Dunkin' or Starbucks for those not familiar, but there's tons of seating. They added a lot more back. These pictures were taken during earlier on in the pandemic, but a lot more of the seating is back. So there's a lot more places to sit down, do some work. And I love doing work up here because it's a nice chill atmosphere. Tim Hortons is part of your meal plan. You can use your retail meal or dining dollars. It's just a great place to do work or hang out with friends. So Tim's is actually right across from the library. So we're gonna head over there now. So the library is like directly connected to the ACC. There's over 250,000 books available and there's 3 floors. So we're gonna start on the first floor in the Learning Center. So the Learning Center is a free service that's available to all students. You don't have to pay anything to use it. They have free tutors for all your intro-level classes, like your intro to statistics, your college calc, reading and writing tutors. So basically any intro-level courses you'll take will already have an assigned tutor in here that you can get free tutoring in. If you feel like you did awesome in a class and you don't have to become a tutor, you have to get a couple professor recommendations and you become a tutor here, and that's another job you can have on campus. So there's tons of availability for employment. And also in here, you can, if you need like a tutor in an upper level class, they can get one for you, which is awesome. And this is academic advising.
Thanks, Kat. Here at academic advising is where you will meet with your academic advisors if you're an undeclared major. So if you are an undeclared major, you will meet with academic advising. But if you do come in as a declared major your first year or as a transfer student, you will meet with the chair of the department, and that will be your academic advisor. So they'll be the ones to help guide you throughout your semesters, and you'll make your schedules for the upcoming semesters with either your undeclared advisor or the chair of your department. You will also come here if you would like to add a minor to your program or maybe a double major if you're ambitious. We have students that triple major and still graduate on time in 4 years. So it definitely is possible. But I will say if you do come in declaring a major, you will start taking classes dedicated to your major your first year, your first semester. And if you do come in as undeclared, do not worry. About 30% of our students do come in as undeclared. So it's like to joke that it is our most popular major here on campus. So Kat, now let's go over to the computer lab.
So the computer lab, it's right next to academic advising. We have over 120 computers in here. We have Mac, PC. You get 500 prints a semester. You're not going to use them all, but it's plenty. If you run out, it's like $1 for 10 more prints. So not too badly priced. There's tons of presentation practice rooms in here, lounge space to do group work, movable whiteboards. And this is one of my favorite places to do work on campus because it's usually really quiet down here. Next, we're gonna head up to the second floor of the library. Up here, there's group study areas, study corrals. So this is the second floor. On the third floor, it's the same layout, except on the third floor, it's a deep card area. So you have to whisper to be up there. This is where you can have normal conversations. If you see that blue door in the back, those were our study corrals. They're pretty great because they are basically little pods that you can go in and study in, and they're basically soundproof. I loved working in them. My freshman year, it was definitely a great place to get some work done. There's tons of group study work, and usually the library is a pretty quiet place anyway. There's a research help desk if you need help finding some sources, and there's tons of other presentation rooms. So next, we're gonna head over to the bookstore, but we're gonna be passing UP as we walk by. So freshmen can have a car on campus. You do have to pay a parking fee, but you can have a car on campus, which is awesome. I didn't bring my car to my junior year, but if that's something you're interested in bringing up, you are more than welcome to do so. So the New York State Police or university police are always driving around campus at night. So I always feel super safe walking around campus. We have a blue light system, which basically it's basically big red poles, and if you press them, UT would be there within 5 minutes. I've never had to use it. It's just like nice knowing we have them. Next, we're gonna head past the Student Health Center. So the Student Health Center, if you don't have insurance, you can get the student health insurance. They can help you with any like basic needs that you need, like if you got sick, cold, flu. We've had a lot of COVID test visits there, of course, amidst the pandemic. They also have counseling, and we're also right by CVPH, which is the hospital. So if anything seriously happens, we're right down the road from the hospital, which is super nice. Next, we're gonna head to the bookstore where you can buy all the apparel, and they have all the books you need for the classes. You can get any apparel you want. We also have an online store, so if any of you guys want to shop online after the presentation, you're more than welcome to. I'm guilty of spending way too much money there.
All right, Kat, it looks like we have our sweatshirts, our water bottle, all of the apparel that we need for a good workout. So let's head over to the gym.
So we actually went head over to Memorial Hall. The first floor Memorial Hall actually just opened. It is currently being renovated right now. It's a 3-year project. I know stage 1 just opened up, so students have access to the front lobby area of the gym. They're going to be adding a new basketball gym, expanding the fitness center, a new strength and conditioning facility, new locker rooms, new offices for athletic staff, new sports medicine suite, and tons of new equipment and just expanded offices. So basically the building was already pretty nice before, and it's going to be pretty nice again. And this is one of our 2 academic buildings on campus.
And I will say, if you are interested in seeing the renovation process, it is online. So there are tons of updated pictures on the website, and then also on Instagram. They do post periodically like updated pictures. It looks beautiful, I will say.
So inside, we're going to be seeing one of our basketball gyms. This is the gym that obviously isn't being renovated right now. We're getting another gym added on top of this, and this gym is already pretty nice. We have over 25 club and intramural sports. We have indoor club and intramural sports. We have basketball, jiu-jitsu, cheer, indoor soccer, dodgeball. Some outdoor club sports we have are rugby, beach volleyball, and we also have tons of Division III sports as well. You can get free equipment, open gym, shoot around. You can get bikes in the fall, snowshoes in the winter. So this is our fitness center. There's tons of cardio, free weights, and there's free personal training and nutrition counseling provided by fitness and wellness leadership majors. There's tons of exercise classes like Zumba, spin, kickboxing, yoga. So there'll be plenty of places for you to work out on campus. Next, we're going to head over to see the climbing wall. This is pretty cool. It's over 1,800 feet, and it's going to be expanded even more. So it's going to be even bigger than this by the time you guys get up to school, which is pretty cool. And indoor climbing is a club sport. Next, we're going to head to see Memorial Field. Out here, the rugby, beach volleyball play, flag football, ultimate frisbee. And what you're starting to see right now is the Saranac River Trail, which is great to walk along with friends, go on bike rides, and it's super nice just to hang out by the river on a nice warm day.
Now we're going to go to the field house.
So this is the field house. We have 18 Division III sports to choose from. This space, the turf, is where the soccer and lacrosse games are played and where our homecoming. We don't have a football here, but we do homecoming for our soccer team. This is the hockey arena. The hockey is definitely my favorite sport on campus. Hockey games are free for students to go to. Our men's team has over 1,300 spectators a game, which is crazy. Our women's team is one of the most decorated in NCAA history. And if you're super pumped about hockey like I am, you can form the red part of the Red Zone cheer squad, where you can cheer on the games, travel with the team. And it's just hockey games are great to go to, but it's not the only thing going on. So we're going to head down to downtown Plattsburgh to see what else there is to do. So downtown's about a 5 to 10 minute walk from campus. There's tons of restaurants. There's a Greek place, Himalayan place, burgers, pizza, a place with over 30 flavors of mac and cheese. It's crazy. We're also tons of local shops like Dress Code, Cornerstone Books, tons of coffee shops like Coffee Cat and Chapter 1. There's a river walk along the Saranac River, and there's a farmer's market too. We're also very conveniently located. We're about a half hour to the Canadian border, about an hour to Montreal. We're just a short ferry ride away from Vermont. We can go shopping Church Street, go to Burlington. We're about an hour ride away from Lake Placid, where you can visit Olympic Village where past Olympians were, which were pretty cool. And we're also right by Whiteface Mountain if you're interested in skiing or snowboarding. They actually offer discounted lift tickets for all students if you pay with their student ID. Next, we're going to head uptown Plattsburgh. This is a 5 to 10 minute drive. We do have a campus shuttle that takes you to all the spots in uptown Plattsburgh. It takes you to the 3 main plazas, the Walmart Plaza, which has Chipotle, Ulta, TJ Maxx, Michaels, the Market 32 Plaza, which has Market 32, Bed Bath & Beyond, Lowe's, Applebee's, the mall, which has Target, American Eagle, Old Navy, Dick's, Kohl's. So basically any shopping you need to do, the shuttle will take you there, which is pretty awesome. Next, we're going to show you guys one more residence hall, Macomb Hall.
Thank you so much, Kat. So Macomb Hall is a building that is a mix of all classes. So first year students can live here, senior students, transfers, really anybody can live in Macomb Hall. And this is an example of a low-rise building and it's corridor style housing. So I always say traditional housing, which is like 2 students per room, that's considered corridor style housing. A really unique feature that Macomb Hall has is both the first floor and the lower level all have functioning fireplaces. Inside of Macomb Hall, you will also find our Student Support Services Center and our math lab. So this is on the lower level of Macomb. Our EOP program is here and the Student Support Services office. Here they provide additional support to students who identify with a physical, mental, or learning disability. And there's also some additional support for first generation students who are making the transition to college.
So this is an example of another lounge. There's the working fireplace that Jordan was mentioning. There's a lounge on every floor in Macomb, which is pretty awesome. Tons of places to hang out with friends, just to do some work, do some cooking. Next, we're gonna head up to see a laundry room. The special thing about Macomb is that there's a laundry room on every floor. That's how it is in all the low-rise buildings. In the high-rises, laundry is in the basement. As far as laundry is included for all students, no quarters needed. There's a laundry app so you can track how long your load's in the machine, how many machines are open. So it's pretty cool. Laundry being free is definitely a plus. And lastly, we're going to see a dorm room. The dorm rooms in Macomb, they're pretty awesome. You get all the same furniture, except in the low-rise buildings, you have built-in closets instead of armoires. That's really the only difference between the low-rise and high-rise buildings. But I think I actually lived in Macomb last year, so I loved it, and it's a pretty nice building.
Well, Kat, thank you so much for sharing your day with us. Now we are going to go over how you yourself can become a SUNY Plattsburgh Cardinal by going over our admissions requirements. So Kat and I will be allowing free time at the end for a live Q&A. So feel free to submit any questions that you have now, either via the chat box or the raise your hand feature to participate in the live Q&A feature. And just another fun fact about SUNY Plattsburgh is that 93% of our 2019 graduates were either employed in graduate school or participating in the service within 6 months of graduation. So here we are on the top floor of Kehoe. I will actually go back and show you. So Kehoe is the tallest building on campus. This is housed of our financial services. So if you have questions for financial aid, or if you have questions for admissions, this is where you will be going. So I'm going to take you to the top floor of Kehoe so you can see an amazing view. But before I show you outside, I just want to go over the admissions requirements and scholarship opportunities for students. So all these numbers that I'm going to be going over are the middle 50%. So what that means is 25% of our students do fall lower and 25% of our students do fall higher than these averages. So for a high school average, we are looking for about 85 to 94. For SAT, a 1070 to 1230, and for an ACT, a 23 to 28. Please note that we are test optional for the 2021-2022 school year. If you are looking to transfer to Suny Plattsburgh, we do look for about a 2.6 to a 3.3 college GPA, and we do award $4.2 million in institutional scholarships annually, and about 43% of our first year students are awarded a scholarship, and we do have transfer scholarships as well. I will also say that if you are a student who comes in with an AP, college, or IB credits, we do a credit evaluation for all students prior to enrolling at Suny Plattsburgh. So we will try to get all of those credits rolled over for you. But a general rule is a C or higher for college credits and a 3 or higher for the AP exam. So now I'm going to take you outside where you can see downtown Plattsburgh. You can see Saranac, the river. So this is just the top of campus overseeing. It's a beautiful view. And if you want to come see it for yourself, we do have a lot of upcoming events. So we do have 2 upcoming spring open houses. There is one date in March and one date in April. I do not want to get the dates wrong, but I do know April 9th is the one of the spring open houses, and I believe March 26th. But we do have the spring open house dates available on our website. We do also offer on-campus tours. So our tours go out Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. And then we do have some selective Saturday appointments as well for tours. And then we currently are offering first year and transfer appointments. And those are both in person on campus, or we do host them virtually through Zoom or a phone call. We do offer admissions presentations. Usually those are on Mondays and Fridays at 1 p.m. and then some selective Saturdays as well. And then another great virtual opportunity is the virtual student panel. So you will be joined by an admissions advisor and usually about 4 currently enrolled students. And it's just a Q&A where you can ask students questions about their experiences and their time at Suny Plattsburgh. It's very informal, but I think you gain a lot of knowledge by attending the student panel. So if you are interested in registering for any of these events, please go to plattsburgh.edu/admissions/visit, and you can sign up and register for any of these events online. So now I just want to open it up for the Q&A feature. I know that we do have a question already. So Kat, I'm going to have you answer it. The question is, what makes you feel at home while at Suny Plattsburgh? I think that's an amazing question.
What makes me feel at home is just hanging out with my friends. I always make hanging out with my friends. Whenever I get homesick or I miss home, I always call home or see how it's going. I make my mom send me a dog pic. I don't think she appreciates it that much, but I love when I get dog pics from home. Or if you're just feeling lonely, just go out for a walk, just call someone from home. That always helps me feel better.
Thank you.